So the schedule has been released, which has brought forth some terrible videos by some teams. Some good ones. Now the Cowboys one, the concept was there. The concept was there. It just really didn't stick the landing for me. But I can respect it. At least they tried something new and didn't repeat themselves like many teams did. Anyways, let's get to the schedule. This video roughly should be a short one. I'm really just going to go give my overall thoughts on the games quickly and not really give predictions. I'll save that for another video. So week 1 is back with the Giants. Other than these past 2 seasons with the Buccaneers, the Cowboys have really started their seasons off with the Giants. Week 1 or week 2. So this is back with Old Familiar. And it's a great way to start the season with a great division win. Now week 2 is very intriguing. The Cowboys are hosting the Jets. Now don't get me wrong, I do not like the idea of Rodgers coming to Jerry's World. Good things don't happen, all right? Good things don't happen. But it could be nice. The Cowboys could catch the Jets in some growing pains and get a great early win in the season. Should be a great game. Mind you, who knows who's going to be good or bad? There's always surprising teams on both sides. But for right now, I think the Jets are going to be a pretty damn good team. And I love when the Cowboys play good teams. Those games are just so much more intriguing for me. Don't get me wrong. I love watching all the Cowboys games, and they're all great. But it's like cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers, all right? But when you add bacon on it, it makes it just that much better. That's exactly how I feel when Cowboys play good teams. Anyways, enough with the cheeseburgers. Week 3 is against the Cardinals. This is the year for the Cowboys to beat them. They have got their asses kicked the last 2 times they've played them. Granted, the last time they played wasn't as bad as 2020 when Kyler Murray ran all over them. It is a bummer, though. They're playing in Arizona, so Kyler Murray will still be undefeated in Jerry's World. Then week 4 is the Patriots. I'm excited for this game. Last time they played was one of my favorite games in the past 5 years. Such a great game with the OTCD wave. Now, the calf strain can stay in the past, but other than that, it was a great game. And then week 5.
You can say where the road goes, where the day goes.
See, if the Cowboys beat them, it's just going to be so... it's just going to remind us how close the Cowboys were to beating them. I'm looking forward to this game, no doubt. But listen, I'd rather have the Cowboys beat them in the playoffs than the regular season. And who knows, it might be this year. So, if the Cowboys are going to lose to them in the regular season, but beat them in the playoffs, I'm all for it. I am all for it. Week 6 is at the Chargers, which should be another home game for the Cowboys. Hey, I'm sorry, Charger fans. Sorry about it. It's just true. It's just true. But it should be a great test for the Cowboys secondary. Week 7 is the bye, which I wish was a little bit later in the season, but I'm not a player. And that brings up an interesting question. I wonder what week players like the bye. I would think they would want it later so that, it kind of breaks up the season and there's not such a big long stretch at the end if they make the playoffs. Week 8 is the Rams, so hopefully it goes like last year with Dak playing this time. Then week 9 is the damn Eagles, which should be a great game. And honestly, I think the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants are going to be battling for the division. Now, with that being said, the Commanders might just win it. Then week 10 is at the Giants. This is an important 2-week stretch, especially if the Eagles and Giants are good again. This could be a great opportunity for the Cowboys to jump both of them back-to-back weeks. Week 11 is the Panthers. The Cowboys will play against the number 1 pick, which should be fun. I don't remember when the last time they played a number 1 QB pick. Week 12, the Thanksgiving game, is the Commanders. Should be a good one. I have no idea how good the Commanders will be. We'll have to see. Week 13 starts the 5-week stretch of tough games, or at least I think will be tough games. It starts with the Seahawks, the first time they will be hosting the Hawks since the playoff win. Man, that was such a great game with Dak's flip into the end zone. Such a great game. Such a great year. It's crazy to think that was in 2018. Man, 2018 was a good year. I'm going to go a little bit on a side tangent, but when you look at 2018, the Cowboys didn't really have that great of a roster. They were struggling. They get that Amari Cooper trade and they clicked. You look at these past 2 years, okay? They have had a better roster these past 2 years, in my opinion, than 2018. But 2018, they've made it. That team made it just as far as last year and farther than 2 years ago. And it's because they clicked. If the Cowboys can click with the roster that they have now, they're winning the Super Bowl. If they would have clicked with the roster that they had 2 years ago and last year, they would have won the Super Bowl. It just goes to show if teams can click, they don't have to have the best roster. It's not about that. Is if they can click at the right time or just go on a run before the playoffs. You never know, man. So I'm hoping they can click this year. Anyways, week 14, Eagles. Could be a huge game with the division up for grabs. Could be. Cowboys have the advantage with it being at home, so it should be a fun one. Then week 15 is also another big game, and one I've been waiting for a while. We finally get the Diggs versus Diggs. They play the Bills, so this should be awesome. I can't wait to see that matchup play. Then week 16 is the Dolphins, which should be another great one. If the Dolphins are just as good or better than they were last year, it should be a great game. And a great test for the Cowboys, especially for the Cowboys defense in the secondary with Tyreek Hill. Week 17 is the Lions, back-to-back years, and who knows? The Cowboys could be battling for a wild card spot in this game. It might happen. I could see it. Then to end the year off, the Commanders. Overall, I think the schedule's pretty tough. But again, like I said many times before, the teams I think are strong could be weak this year. The teams that I think are going to be weak might be strong. So who knows? But just from where I'm standing right now, this looks like a tough schedule. But I think the Cowboys can get through it and definitely, hopefully, make the playoffs. And then really the 5-week stretch the Cowboys have at the end, I think can be very beneficial for the Cowboys and get them some good mojo going into the playoffs. But I'm definitely excited for this season. Who knows where it's going to go. I mean, we've been lucky these past 2 years. We've had 2 good seasons in a row. Yes, they didn't end how we'd like them to end, but they were good seasons. Hopefully we get another one. Hopefully Cowboys can take another step, make it to the NFC Championship game, and then make it to the Super Bowl and bring the Lombardi to Dallas. They just got to click. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day. September 10th will be here before we know it. And keep an eye out for season predictions. I'm going to try to make a season prediction for every single team and give their records on what I think it's going to be. So, should be somewhat accurate. Probably not, but who knows. Peace.